Eric, say hi.
Hello. How are we doing, everyone?
Thank you to everyone who's tuning in today. We got episode 2 of Checked Out. Reminder, what are we doing here? The name of the game is it's a bunch of partnership people who come to the table end of every month to discuss trends, things that they saw this go down this month in the e-com world. Harry, Eric, and myself have all worked together in different capacities, and now we find ourselves working together, so we figured we share our perspective. Every month we do bring on a surprise guest, so we have a surprise guest as well today, and I'm very excited for you to meet her, Eric. One sidebar, Harry is typically with us, however, he's not feeling his best self today, and we only bring our A games. So thanks again for tuning in. Eric, you were just at eTail. How was it?
It was super fun. I haven't been to a conference or anything ecosystem related since I exited Shared Sweep, so it was really fun to see everyone again. I live, as you know, at 10,000 feet, and it's snowing all the time, and it's freezing, so it was 90 degrees in Palm Springs. It was so warm, so I have what I think is a tan. I don't know fully, but
your glow
feels like a tan. It was really fun. Got to hang out with post-pilot team, a couple of the other partners out there, and it was just genuinely a great time. I don't know if you've ever been to eTail, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. I actually have it my way up to that one. Was pickleball played or anything fun?
Played some pickleball.
Okay.
Played some pickleball. I'm proud of how I played. One of our account executives, Lucas, I played with him. I think we went undefeated from what I remember. Maybe somebody will comment on this and try to claim lies there, but played pickleball, played some golf. I didn't play super well in golf either, but that's okay.
That sounds typical of you.
Yeah, so it was just fun. eTail is definitely, I always had the theory of there's always eTail and then Expo West and then Shop Talk. And I think we should just do 3 eTails. If we just stayed in Palm Springs for 3 weeks, that would be one of the most legendary conferences ever. But
that would be great. And then you're going to go to Expo West. We need 5 Expo Wests.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet, this little story time, little gauntlet of a month for me. So started with eTail, and then I just got here to Fort Worth. I'm at my cousin Britt's house.
Nice.
She's on LinkedIn, so hopefully she sees this. Hi, Britt. I'm in your living room right now. But yeah, I have that. I'm running a marathon on Sunday.
What?
Then I'm going to Expo West. Then I'm going to New York. Then I'm going to Atlanta. Then I'm going to Asheville. Then I'm going to Vegas, back to Atlanta, San Francisco, then Denver.
Frequent flyer miles are just going to be through the roof. This is going to be great for you.
It's going to be, it's hilarious. I'm just in the beginning. So Hopefully by the end of March, we'll have another one of these. I can recap the travels. What do you got going on?
Well, we have a guest I would love for you to meet. I'm going to give you some fun facts. Maybe you can guess in a small it's a small world, so you never know who you cross paths with. So I know her from some of my past work on both Smarter and Flow. She's a fellow mom. She is living the Shopify dream right now, launching one of the hottest new beverage brands. Fun fact about her is many of her family members have a very similar name or variation of the name, and honestly, it's very close to my name. So I have to consider myself part of the fam. And without further ado, unless you have a guess, I would love.
Is it Dua Lipa or
close?
No?
Actually, very close. No, it's Shanna, CEO and founder of Sensori.
Let's go.
Hi, Eric.
Shanna. What's up?
What's up? It sounds like you have a lot up. First off, I was listening to you talk about all you're about to do, and I'm tired.
Yes.
Tired.
A lot going on. Nothing compared to what you're doing, probably, though.
Well, I don't know.
Shanna, you've been doing some traveling yourself.
I have been doing some traveling. I'm actually in New York currently. As Shannon was alluding to, I'm the founder of Sensori. It's a non-alcoholic functional beverage. We really position it as a replacement to alcohol during your self-care moments, your social moments. But we actually just reached our first year of business, and we celebrated it with Shopify yesterday.
Anniversary.
It's been a wild year. We had a line outside of the building of people.
Nice.
We were
in, and I think we still are. What? Can I cuss on here? Can I say cuss words, or do I have to?
Trust me.
We were still like
sarcasm.
We were like, why are there this many people here? You guys don't even know us. Like, but they love Sensori, so it's crazy. So yeah, I'm the founder of a fast growing beverage business. Our first year was great. Our second year is, I think, going to be even better. And yeah, we're just winging it. I'd be lying if I told you.
You are way too humble. You're not winging it. This has been a vision in the making for as long as I know you, whether it wasn't the actual physical process.
Yes, very true.
You knew this was coming.
Yeah, I didn't know something was coming. I just didn't know what. And then when this one finally clicked into place, it's been a nonstop trajectory ever since.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into all of that because I'd love to catch up on it.
Yeah,
I have a lot of questions. But
yes.
How did the event go last night in terms of, it looked a great turnout?
It was amazing. We probably had nearly 300 people actually show up, and I need to check and see if it was more just in totality. But it was amazing. People got to try Sensori for the first time who had been just seeing our ads. We got to really share our story. And I think what a lot of people told us after was that we simplified. Again, we are probably the most humble girls ever. And we're the first to be, we actually don't know what we're doing. We're really just fully winging it and trying to figure it out by the day. And I think a lot of people in the crowd found that to be comforting, as opposed to us being, we have this amazing strategy. And granted, we do have somewhat of a strategy, yes, but it's also very much so like a day-by-day process. But anyways, a lot of the crowd found that to be actually inspiring because they're, oh, okay, if this girl can do it, then we all can do it. And quite frankly, that's to me how I found the confidence to start a business, is as Shannon, working with founders and whatnot, working with many founders. I feel I would get the behind the scenes curtain. And honestly, I would just learn, you guys are honestly not that much smarter than me. If you can do this, then all you have to do is just believe in the bullshit that you've convinced yourself. And that was my biggest advice to everyone, is just believe your bullshit. And
I love it.
You're great. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so true though. And honestly, Shanna, I commend you for, you're very much building in public too. You're in the midst of the hustle. Eric, I see her on Instagram and the fulfillment's in the living room today. There are boxes across.
Savage.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's crazy. We have a warehouse, but it's inconvenient for me to go to the warehouse and actually fulfill orders there. So we typically just bring 100 cases to my house, and then I'll just hire people to come to my living room. And I have a 3-story, it's almost like, think a 3-story brownstone. My downstairs is an office area, and it's pretty much just our Sensori fulfillment center. So people come down, they pack up the orders.
So good.
It's a real hot mess. We're actually, Shannon, it's really exciting. We are planning our biggest production run to date because our volume is increasing so much that when we go and produce 25,000 cans, that's gone in 4 to 6 weeks. And it is just no longer cutting it. And then we're having wait times. And our wholesalers are like, what the fuck? I have this product and it's doing great and it's moving, but now I have to wait for 2 weeks. So for the first time ever, we're going to go produce 100,000 cans, which is
Let's go.
a huge jump from what we usually do. So
Yep.
yeah.
No, that's great. And honestly, the way you handled it externally, it was Sensori sold out again. Amazing. Just from a demand perspective.
Mhm.
Then a week later, you're, hey, founder secret, founder tip, it's coming next Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's another huge theme to Sensori as a whole, is the community that you built, which again, I want to touch on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But would you mind if I sent some rapid fire questions your way?
Yeah. Send them my way.
All right, cool. What did the first ever version of Sensori taste, be honest?
The first ever version of Sensori tasted rose water.
Okay.
Legitimate rose water. And like, we asked her, did you put legitimate roses in here? And then she told us, yeah. She was like, yeah, I did. And I appreciate creativity and I appreciate the effort, but we're not going for rose water here. So
I don't want to just munch on okay.
Yeah, really, no. That was, appreciate the effort, but no. But yeah, it tasted like rose. It was interesting.
All right. A good take. At what point did you realize, oh shit, this might actually become a company?
I realized, oh shit, this could actually become a company. When the idea came to me, this whole concept of alcohol alternatives was, granted, it already existed for at least, when I first started working on it, it was 2023. And at that point, probably 3 or 4 major brands were on the market. Recess had been on the market, Hi-Yo, there were a couple others. But honestly, it wasn't one that I felt had exactly what I was looking for. And from the moment the idea came to me, I knew, oh shit, this is going to be a company that is going to be a very much so profitable company. And reality continues to affirm that belief. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Who's the first person that tried it?
The first person that tried it was my husband, Julian. And this is fine with the first flavor, but we all knew the first flavor, the first iteration was not it. My husband was the first person who tried it.
Excellent. Our last rapid fire question. Well, I guess this actually, you answered this one already. Let's see. Oh, actually, 5 a.m. run club or 2 a.m. in the club? I think I know the answer to this.
The wellness girl in me wants to say 5 a.m. run club. However, I'm not a 5 a.m.er. I'm just not. I'm not a 5 a.m.er. I've tried. I used to be, but as a mom now and as having so much, I don't get to bed even on my best day when I'm trying before midnight. And so there's just no way I'm getting up at 5 a.m. So unfortunately, I guess I'm going to say 2 a.m. in the club.
Let's do it.
That's awesome. I have a question. So what, in terms of your customer profile, the people that are top 10% cohort customers, like, has that ever changed since you started the business, or has that become something you thought it wouldn't be, I guess? Curious about how that's evolved.
Honestly,
as you've done it.
I think that's a really interesting question you asked. And I think we're still trying to understand it ourselves, because when we put it out into the market, I think we were aiming to reach, and we assumed our target audience would be Gen Z, millennial women, wellness-oriented women, probably women who are more social women, because that's a lot of the time when you're drinking alcohol is when you're going into social environments, hence where sensory would be a fit. But what we're finding is there's less of a specific demographic and there's more of a psychographic. And honestly, while we do have probably 10% of our customers are female between the ages of 25 and 35, probably community-oriented women, which is how they found Sensori on some level, we're also finding a ton of random outliers. So it's hard for us to really, again, we know the prototype of who fits our community, but we're finding that a lot of people that we didn't think would love it. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I was just curious because some of these beverage brands, they'll go and pivot based on trends and then use flavors to pivot on trends, which I always find interesting. And then all of a sudden you found out that 55-year-old white guys love raspberry flavor or something.
Well, okay, I didn't want to say that. So I didn't want to say that so on the nose, but we have found that older white men love Sensori. It's the craziest
thing.
I
know. I was trying to get to that point.
I didn't expect it. But older, so I think the way this has happened for us, and what we're finding is the older white men, they're not finding us online because our online presence is more of women of color and just not even women of color, but just that Gen Z trendy female. So a lot of our wholesale partners are wellness studios, or they're those recovery places where you can like cold plunge and sauna, and those are our biggest reoccurring customers. It's actually so crazy. And they find it in those studios, and then they are the people that have had the most, they are the ones that are subscribing and actually subscriptions with us.
Saw it in the wild, experienced it in the wild.
And we are continually just, these 50-year-old white men love Sensori, and they even subscribe to our newsletters, and our newsletters are very girly pop, and they respond all the time and they're like, love it. When's my restock coming in? Kurt? So
dude, I bet they have my theory would be they had sons and then now they have grandkids that are granddaughters.
Yeah.
So the granddaughters are getting older, or their kids are getting older, and now they're cool for having Sensori.
Maybe explain it.
They just love sugary drinks.
Honestly,
not
Sensori is
sugary,
not
but
super sugary. It's like opposite. It's more
flavored drinks is what I really meant.
A lot of times they've emailed me too, and my wife and I are hooked on this. This is amazing. And this is so crazy. Who would have thought these 50-year-old white men love Sensori?
Also, it sounds like people are going out of their way to give you feedback. How, again, you're very much taking a community forward approach. How are you building that? How are you talking to your customers? What does that look like?
So we use social media, a true engine of feedback. Like, if we've been blessed where for some reason people always feel really inclined, if when they get their package, they want to post it and they want to show that they're drinking Sensori, which I think has supported the explosion of it online. But with that being said, whenever we see anyone post it or anything, I have told our intern, never just repost that story without engaging and asking, love this. I'm so glad that it arrived safely. How did you get? Here's some best practices to enhance your experience. And we use that feedback loop to guide even how we've gone about creating our next flavor. So we're working on a flavor. The first version was shitty. We actually just had to break up with our formulator. Well, they broke up with us, but it's because they knew I was breaking up with them. And they sensed it in the call.
They didn't want to get broken up.
They sensed it. Yeah, they totally sensed it. And we're going to circle back with you guys because they've just been missing the mark, this flavor. And anyways, they sensed it. And that night they emailed me and they were, hey, we've decided to step back from this project. But anyways, the flavor was shit that they were producing and it wasn't meeting the mark of what our customers are saying. They're saying our beverage is not super sweet. It's more, one of them is more on the tart, refreshing side, and the other is more spicy. And a lot of customers are like, hey, I actually would love a more savory flavor palette. And so now we're like, okay, let's try and create something that's more reminiscent of a sweet white wine. Not a sweet, but a Pinot Grigio or something like that. But again, we hear this feedback from customers, and that is what's guiding us to say, let's attempt this, because our customers are saying that they love the sensation, but they want a more appetizing flavor. Yeah. So social media is our number one engine for feedback. Surprisingly, people love to actually email you back.
Love it.
Surprising. And then in-person engagement. We often sponsor a lot of events, but when we can, we'll try and actually go and be there and just chat with people, because people love to, whenever they learn that we're the founders, they're, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And they love to share and whatnot. So really just being eager to talk to people, I think, is the key, and not being so lost in the other parts of the business that, yes, matter, but they don't drive the business as forward as the people.
Mm-hmm.
Your cans are awesome. I just want to call that out. Obviously.
Thank you.
I mean, they're awesome. I think everyone knows they're awesome, but I love the, I guess, Coke similarity in terms of the colors, not necessarily what the product actually is, but the best way to explain it to me is, I love Diet Coke. So if I see a Diet Coke in a can, I have an emotional feeling to that. Oh, hell yeah, I'm about to have a Diet Coke. It's great. I feel I haven't even tried your product yet. I'm excited to. I would love to, but just seeing your cans almost gives me an emotional response, and I haven't even had it yet. So I couldn't imagine what that LTV looks for you guys. I'm sure it crushes.
Should we do a live tasting on the next one?
I think we should.
Eric?
I would 100% be down.
Yeah, I'll send you guys some. Send me your address. I will have it sent out tomorrow, and we can do a live tasting. If you hate it, just pretend you love it.
Also, Eric will be home for 3 to 4 months, so we'll maybe
see you.
No, remember all the travel?
Oh yes.
I'm in Fort Worth, Texas today.
Are you really?
Yeah, Fort Worth. Where are you?
Well, I live in Dallas.
Oh.
But I'm in New York right now.
Oh, dang. I was going to watch my marathon Sunday.
Wait, which marathon are you running in?
It's so entertaining. It's just a bunch of white people. We just run in one direction. And
which marathon?
Anyway,
Actually,
Cowtown. The Cowtown.
Okay, so we sponsored a run club a month ago, and they were telling us that they're a part of the Cowtown Marathon.
Oh, there we go.
They were inviting us to actually be a part of it, but I could not. I declined it because we had this Shopify event.
Oh, dang.
This full circle moment.
Crazy.
Cowtown is fun because you run down, what's that road called in Fort Worth, downtown Stockyards. It's a cobbled, Shannon, if you haven't been to Fort Worth, it's a big cobbled street, and it looks all Texas.
For a marathon. No, that sounds a lot of twisted ankles.
I mean, probably could happen. You cross by it pretty early, though. I think it's only halfway through is when you cross by it, but it's really cool. It's one of the funner marathons that exists, in my opinion.
Are you running a full?
Running full, yep.
Oh, you are. You go. I love that for you. I did the BMW marathon last year. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, wow. Where was that?
It was in Dallas.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of marathons over here. Crazy.
That one was in Dallas. The run club thing is a thing in Dallas right now. The DFW area, there's a number of run clubs that are really taking off and building these large communities, honestly. I think it's a new wave of building community, is that wellness forward community bonding. It just seems that's working. So
Shanna, check me on this, but would it be accurate to say that among all of the things that you're doing on a daily basis, you're also just taking the time in the afternoon to teach a quick sweat class?
I am. I'm teaching sculpt. It's the craziest.
Unbelievable.
I was just telling someone yesterday, I'm trying every day. I'm deciding if this is worth my time, but I actually love it. And I love to get better at it, because it is not, if you take a class, you think, oh, this is easy, whatever. No, there's so many, it's a cognitive exercise. I'm having to think about where I am in my playlist, because it's a rhythmic based workout, and it's based on the song, on the beat drop. So it's I'm also learning music, and I'm learning, this 8 count and that 8 count. So it's a rhythmic based class where I have to develop the sequence of what we're doing throughout every single song. and remember where we are, but also be in tune with my students to modify as needed. And you're almost like narrating. It's very girly pop. You have 3, 4. Pulse it out right here. You pulse. It's so girly and silly. And my husband laughs, but he likes my planning because my playlist is always fun. Everyone loves my playlist. And he also enjoys helping me build up my sequences. So yeah, no, in the midst of all I'm doing with Sensori, I've also decided, let me throw another thing in my, I mean, I'm crazy at that, I guess, but I have enjoyed learning something new because it has been such a learning curve. And I also think it works with Sensori because a lot of times that psychographic is the target person who loves the type of beverage that I'm a founder of, which granted, I'm never after class. And by the way, I'm the founder of Sensori, but it usually just, I don't know, naturally I start to build relationships and they go follow me on social media and then they're, wait, this is your brand? I've been following this. I've been wanting to purchase, and then they end up purchasing. And so it works out, I think. It's a good
You're just more engulfed in the community, it sounds just where your people are, which is always the key, I feel.
Yes. It's totally about being in the field with your people to understand how they're thinking, what they want. And I think at this point, so my co-founder, her boyfriend is going to Harvard for his MBA. And so she'll often sneak into their classes and listen in on the entrepreneurial classes and whatnot. And we were just talking about how, honestly, I think people love to overcomplicate a lot of things and spin their wheels on the shit that, yes, it matters. It totally matters to be thinking about, I don't know, all the businessy things and operational things. Yes, it fully matters. But all those people are, when she joins those meetings, they're always asking her for advice. And she's honestly, it's so simple. Just focus on the customer. Mm-hmm. We actually don't even focus on anything else. Everything else is falling behind in our business. And I'll be very honest, behind the curtains, we need to do a better job at a lot of things. But what does come first always is prioritizing the customer, building that customer relationship, because that's ultimately how we continue to have repeat purchases and people that end up becoming subscribers. And yeah, so all in all, I think people overcomplicate the things that, yes, they matter. They absolutely matter. But as a startup, you only have so much to give. And so you should give it where it's going to drive the most of the needle. So people it is for us.
Well said. And I think it's a good point when, especially an ode to founders out there, to anyone who might be feeling overwhelmed, it's understand the priority that's in the room at any given moment, reduce it down to that and live there. And you'll be moving in the right direction. Yeah. I think on that note, I mean, I've spoken to a lot of beverage brands in the past decade or so. And a lot of times I see they map out the customer journey, concept of these drinking moments or things like that. And when I look at Sensori, it very much looks like an experiential moment. Are you approaching things similarly?
Yes, I would say so. I would say we definitely approach it from the experience of, so this is our theory, is that people are moving away from drinking as much alcohol because we're so aware of the effects of alcohol, how it affects our cognitive abilities, physical abilities. But that being said, people, since the beginning of time, have this addiction to drinking as a part of how we socialize, as a part of how we wind down after work, as a part of how we take care of ourselves. We often reach for beverages to help us cope with, we're tired in the morning, we reach for coffee. We're wanting to wind down, we reach for wine. We're wanting to socialize, we reach for a margarita. And so we're okay, well, let's just meet them where they are. I don't think people necessarily want to drink less, but they want more out of non-alcoholic beverages. So they don't just want juice. They want a beverage that's going to actually, even if it's subtle, give them this felt sensation. And so we're all about just meeting them in the moment and providing them a beverage that enhances the moment rather than reducing the moment, because oftentimes I feel in non-alc beverages, you can feel you reduce the moment. I'm opting for a Sprite, and then you're, that sucks. That's not a cool feeling or experience. And so I think we've tried to create this. It's called Sensori for a reason, to create a sensory experience. Like the can looks good. We try to make it smell good. Obviously, we try and make it taste good. Which, if you guys are unaware, when you add in functional ingredients, it does make it challenging. It absolutely makes it challenging. Like, it's not as simple as like if you were just to be creating a general flavor of whatever sort. When you add in the functional ingredients, they're really bitter. Like if you've ever had like lion's mane by itself or they're extremely bitter. Our two like main actives are Kana and Blue Lotus is what we use to actually give you that like light psychoactive effect. Both very bitter, extremely bitter. And so that being said, like it's a challenge to make a great flavor, but we really hone in on like creating a full spectrum experience, like from taste to sight to smell to feeling. And so, yeah, I think it's definitely an approach that a lot of beverage brands lean in on, is like leaning in on experience of drinking. So yeah.
I love it.
I have so many questions on like how you nailed down the packaging. It's just so perfect. I'm obsessed with it. The whole time while you're talking, you're like running me through it, and I'm really like looking at the can. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what she's saying right now. But maybe that's another time. I think in CPG, packaging is everything. Like genuinely, like David Protein, for example, I think they've done an incredible job. Everything around branding that they have is just like exactly what it almost like. The way I would compare it is like it had like a Dune, like the movie Dune. It had like a Dune feel to it in a way, like a modern Dune. Yeah. And like to me, Dune was one of my favorite movies. So like I don't know why, I've just like been obsessed with their packaging. And I think there are a couple CPG companies out there starting to pick up on it, but then you'll see somebody try to do it. Yeah. And it's not done well. And then you're like, oh my gosh, like now I know why people keep it simple, because like it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, just mad respect. Like you get those on shelves, people are going to buy it like straight up.
No. So it's funny you say that, because that is one differentiator that we really pride ourselves on. And sometimes if you don't understand brand, you're like, oh, it's just another package. Like we've had some investors we talked to that we weren't even necessarily trying to sell them. We were just wanting to like build that conversation. And they didn't, like, as we were trying to explain how much we put into like the packaging being this like sleek and sexy feel, which is very different. If you look at my competitors, it's very different. Like look at Hyo, look at Ken Euphorics, Soy. The new brand that's really killing it in the market is Trip. I'm not sure if you guys have seen much about Trip. I absolutely hate their packaging. Like I despise it, but I'm inspired by the fact that they're doing so well with the shittiest packaging ever to me. Like I literally hate that they have this on their can. Like it like grinds my gears.
The shocker, bro. Yeah.
It's like so bad. And they are doing like, they did 100 million last year. And granted, I think that 100 million is across, because they are originally from the UK and they just entered the US market last year. And so I think that's encompassing all of their markets. But still, I'm like, with that packaging, have you guys gone to look at it? It looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
And then
you said 100 million?
100 million.
Is this a collab with the Com app that I'm seeing?
They did, yeah. So that was their entry into the US market. They collaborated with the Com app.
Interesting.
So when they first released, I actually thought Com had developed their own beverage, but I did think it was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, very weird for Com to have this.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but then they segued, and it was, no, we're not a part of Com. That was just our partnership to enter the US market. And now that I think they have recently partnered with Joe Jonas and a couple other celebrities, and they've gotten a lot of capital pumped into them. But honestly, even when I try their drink and I try ours, I'm hell yeah, we have this. I feel very much so confident that absolutely we have this. If we just double down on it, because as opposed to our competitors, a lot of them either lean a little psychedelic-y, which is cool, girly I love that, great. But for my product, I want it to feel sexy and sleek and sophisticated, as opposed to psychedelic or hippy dippy.
Yeah.
So we just lean a whole different direction from a lot of our competitors. And I think that's really helped to differentiate us in the market, is we just look different than a lot of our direct competitors. I mean, even Recess is cute. I think they're cute, but it's just different. It's just a much different. But I will be honest, I can take no credit. We have the best designer on the planet. She is amazing. She's my best kept secret. Similar to how I have a relationship with Shannon, I met our designer, Mary, when I was an intern. I was a PR intern. She was a design intern at this large global agency. And I was actually leaving. I put in my 2 weeks. And she had just started, and I saw her work, and I was, oh my gosh, your work is amazing. I was like, can I just get your email? And as I go off into the wild of whatever I'm going to do, you're amazing. And I think I just want to have your email, and we're going to work together. And since that moment, every client I've ever had, if they've ever needed anything designed, I go to Mary. Her and I collaborated on a clothing brand years ago that didn't pan out to be great, but the branding even then was great.
And the product was great. I still wear that.
No, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't working with Smarter, working with Mudwater. I realized, no, I've got to get in the CPG reoccurring space. That is where I need to be. But in working with her, even then, her branding abilities were just amazing. And I guess for more context, her background is design, but she works with luxury fashion brands. And so if you look at Sensori, and once you know that, it makes sense because her style is just a little bit more clean, high-end, luxury is her style. And so when we worked with her on building the branding of Sensori, we wondered if she'd be able to do it because I thought Beverage is different doing luxury. She works at Neiman Marcus and Bergdorf Goodman, all the luxury brands. It's like she does their websites, she does their digital magazines, she does all of that for them. And so her style leans very much so clean, high-end. But then it turned out to actually work magically well. Like it worked out so magically well, and I can never take credit, but it's the one thing that continues to position us apart from our competitors is from our website to our cans to our boxes, everything Mary does. That's all Mary.
Shout out to Mary.
Mary, she actually lives here in New York as well. I'll have to introduce
yeah,
love to design work. Please go to Mary. She's fantastic.
Please. That's amazing. Would love to meet this person. Don't give away your secrets either, though.
I know. I hold her close to my heart, and I only give her to people that I'm okay, sure. Yesterday at Shopify, she did this video, which again, she's a multifaceted creative. She did this little video, and it was like very vibey and cool. And they were, everything about you guys' brand is so beautiful. And I told them about Mary. They were, hey, we're looking for a new brand designer. Like, is she open? And I was like, because you guys are Shopify, I'm going to maybe make the contact. But
you're like, she's so busy. Oh, she can't take any business right now.
Yeah, which I will say for Sensori, just for awareness of how we're building, we're very lean right now. We don't have any full-timers. We're only contractors, except myself. But I will say Mary in particular, she treats it as important as her full-time role. And not ideal, but I think when you're building in the beginning, you have to be careful with your funds and use them intentionally. So we don't have full-timers. We're just contractors only.
Even more impressive.
Yeah. So
awesome stuff. I think go to brand, and we were talking about the collabs before. Shanna, if you don't mind switching gears real quick, I'd love to try to test out a segment of sorts.
Yeah, let's do it.
You may be pulling up interesting collabs, and then we can chat about them. Collabs can get pretty rogue. And I think to your point before, when we were talking about Trip and Calm, you thought Calm was launching a beverage brand. If you're going to run a collab, both brands have to be standalone. People have to be able to identify This is Croc and Coke. Without that, it gets lost in the sauce, and you're not really achieving the desired outcome. However, what do we think about Crocs and Coke? I think Eric needs these. That Diet Coke one?
Do you need these?
That's the best post-marathon shoe of all time.
1,000%.
That is.
Should we send you a pair?
Is this actually real? This is a real thing.
We did not make this up.
Oh wow! I thought this was a graphic you made. Yeah, I would. That would be so sick. Are you kidding me? Camping, walking around with Coke, Crocs on. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think you should get them. We're gonna get them for you. Is this new? Is this a real thing?
This is crazy. This is actually crazy to me.
Producer Olivia, check me on that, but.
Oh, that looks at Instagram post, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, no, this is real. Okay, can I see some other interesting recent collaborations?
Oh, what?
One.
Oh, wow.
Crocs.
What am I looking at here?
Oh, One Piece. I'm a nerd, so.
Yeah, tell me more. Educate me.
Is Crocs coming after my profile right now? Because these are 2 in a row now. But I'm just like, oh my gosh. One Piece is an anime show. I used to watch this growing up.
Okay, so I will say this. I feel Crocs, the unique thing about them as a shoe brand is that I feel Crocs does take on that. For example, Nova, where are your Crocs? Nova has Squishmallow Crocs. Like Crocs is the one shoe brand where they can throw random brands on there and it works for Crocs. So, you know what? I'm going to give Crocs their flowers because I think it actually, think about it, people used to put those little things on their Crocs, a little, whatever that was called. So I think for Crocs, it works. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I think it works because a Croc is so different looking that it's literally impossible to think it's somebody else, which is so awesome for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. That's a good take.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that to them. This I think is interesting, and I don't know if I'm buying it. I don't think I get it.
I don't even understand this one.
Liquid Death and Health.
It's an interesting one because when you think liquid death, you think premium water, and when you want ELF or some moisturizer, water, moisture, I think I can draw that line, but it's wrenched.
But from an audience standpoint, it just doesn't work in my opinion because Liquid Death is such a dude brand. It's so dude.
But maybe they don't want to be.
But it's too late. That's why it's important to pick your branding well.
That campaign is not doing well. I can tell you that right now.
This campaign is not doing well. It will not see the day of light. And if it does, it's going to just be something someone scrolls past.
Yeah. It looks like there's a theme, though, that we're trying to do collabs on.
It's like these random, very juxtaposing brands crossing over.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
I found this one on Reddit and was reading through some of the comments.
Sick.
It actually burns your lips. I think there's some lip plumper to it based off of the pepper.
Oh, it's got to be a pump. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God.
Wild.
Interesting. I mean, again, I'm not buying it, but perhaps there is someone who loves Tabasco sauce enough.
I think they're out there. That hot sauce category has some niche community.
Yeah. Very
to me, that's a collectible. That's something you would get and just have in your living room on a little shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's see what's next. I want to see these.
Producer Olivia, Eric's fave lip plumper for sure.
Yes, 100%. Certified.
So good. Do you have any more? Yeah, I don't know about this.
Taco Bell.
This is just a meme. I mean.
Yeah, this has to just be a meme.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's real. Looks like.
I think there's other ways to propose, guys. I don't think Taco Bell has her back here.
No.
Producer Olivia, this is real.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wild.
Next.
I think this is more so speaking to different trends, asking ourselves, is the cigarette culture coming back because of the packaging?
Yeah, the ones towards the end here aren't hitting as hard. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
in the beginning we're hitting.
Question mark on this one.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, maybe they look like weed cartridges instead of cigarettes. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't smoke cigarettes though, or I don't really smoke weed.
I'm thinking cigarette packaging code. We gotta repurpose this blueprint.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yep. I think we'll see more of this packaging coming soon.
Maybe for the on-the-go neuro gum type of product that you're opening up on the go, perhaps there's a space for it.
Yeah.
This one.
What is that?
Sleep or die.
I mean,
L-theanine, GABA. So actually, these are ingredients that we would consider adding to Sensori.
The brand's close to. Colors and font.
Yeah.
Vitamins for sleep. They're wellness strips.
Interesting. Wow.
Very interesting.
A wellness strip. That is.
It's like on your tongue, the Listerine little strips that they use.
Yep.
It's getting crazy these days, man. We got wellness strips.
We're getting wild.
One-piece Crocs. Unreal. That is the biggest stretch I've ever seen. Anyway.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
That's fun, Shannon. Us judging these collabs. We should keep doing that. That was very fun.
I actually love that. I think you guys should do hot takes on current e-com trends and whatnot. What are some other hot takes? What's happening in the e-com?
I had a hot take on the first show. So to give you some background, Shanna, I was at Wayflyer. I was one of the first Americans there. So I got to underwrite so many e-com brands. It's just an egregious amount, and realized nobody makes money in e-commerce, or at least it takes a while to make money. And so Shannon posed the question of, so what would you do to tank an e-commerce brand? And my whole thought was just tell them to not change anything they're doing currently, because most of them are already doing poorly. I mean, the subscriptions are massive because you can actually make money. The LTV goes and skyrockets. You can spend more to acquire. So that model is amazing. I love that model, which you seem to have seen and started. But that's my hot take is, once again, for most brands, you can just tell them status quo, and that will inherently tank their brand. But any other hot takes?
Go ahead.
I fear that I agree. That I don't think it's just easy to get out there and put a product out that people fall in love with and actually adopt as a part of. It's one thing to buy it once, but it's another to make it a reoccurring part of someone's daily life, which I think is why positioning is important of the product, how you position it. I agree though, that it's easier to die on a hill than it is to actually see the brand become profitable and progress forward. My hot take again is that they spend their time in the wrong places. Spend time actually making customers love your product and making a product that people want to love. But I think it is easy to stay stuck and not change. And we change all the time. To be honest, we've changed our flavor 3 times. That sounds terrible, but if we hear customers say that we hate it, we almost have to stop changing so much because we adjust way too frequently. But if I hear customers say, I hate this, I'm going to be like, oh shit, y'all have to change this. They hate it. And so I think we are moving away from being way too hasty with how we make changes. But I think there's definitely a need for move with the customer, evolve, grow.
And if you're operating from a point of feedback from the customer, it's so easier to stay strong on that than it's, oh, my personal preference or my opinion on this, or I have a hypothesis that I'm trying to prove. If it's direct feedback from the customer, I'm not budging, especially if there's a pattern to it.
Exactly.
So
I also think, honestly, in case of D2C brands, again, we are incredibly inspired by Allison Ellsworth and her journey with Poppy. That's our gold standard. That's who we look to lead the way for us. And her approach was very much so social first, community first. More than all the other things, Allison doubles down time and time again on what differentiated Poppy from anything else was the fact that we doubled down on brand and community. And that is ultimately what carried the business forward and what helped us to become profitable. So for our first year of business, that's what we focused on almost exclusively. And now going into year 2, we're expanding beyond direct to consumer and e-commerce and also going into distribution and how we actually get our product on shelves across the country. But it mattered for us to first build that fandom. And we did that. And so now we can go to the next phase of the business, which is build distribution. And people are bought into it. We're currently in another fundraising round, and this is the narrative that we're selling them on, and they're about to give us $1 million. So
yeah, that's a great narrative.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense to me.
And my hot take was gonna double down on Eric's hot take, or not double down, but also just be controversial on the note of subscriptions. Subscription fatigue is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get past that and get beyond that? And everything you just said is pretty much how you do it. It's community, it's lifestyle. So you build the fandom. So it literally becomes built into someone's routine. It's part of their day to day. It's easily adopted, and
right.
That's your moat at the end of the day. But if you have any other thoughts, I'd love to hear it.
No, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. It truly is built a brand, and that's your moat. That's what you really have. More than when everything else goes, what you have is your brand and your community and your fandom. And at the end of the day, there's a million of all the products. There's a million different types. So unless you can actually just get people to rally around it, unfortunately, I think Eric said they're just not going to make money. So yeah, I fear that some of us focus on the wrong things.
Well, guys, thanks for ending it on a high note there. Shannon, we've taken up so much of your time.
No, this has been great. I think for anyone listening, the moral of the story is focus on what's actually going to drive the business forward, which is probably your customer and building a community around your product. So,
amen.
I agree. That's awesome. Facts.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. This has been incredible. I'm so happy that we could catch up. And
yes.
Please let me know next time you're around.
I will let you know when I'm back in New York. I'm sure it's going to be soon based on how things have been shaking for us. So I will see you soon. And Eric, you're where I usually am. So where are you based before I jump off?
Yeah, I live at Keystone Ski Resort in Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a life.
So, out in the mountains, just running around the wildflowers, just getting lost. You should see the picture.
It's like a hallmark.
There's an ice rink, and it's one of the biggest natural ice rinks in the world.
Oh my God.
Right outside my spot. It is vibey, not gonna lie. They always try to charge me though to skate on it, and I'm like, dude, I live here. Let me skate and vibe on my own without paying you $10 a day. Come on, dude. Anyway,
I love that for you. Sounds like a fun life.
It's fun for sure. I can't wait to get back. I'm excited to get back one day. Hopefully I get back there. But it's awesome meeting you. I'll hit you up outside of this. Would love to just chat.
Please do. And then if you guys can send me your addresses, I will send you some product and maybe we do a live.
Let's do it. I love it.
But if you hate it, just pretend you love it.